Hey, hey, hey.
Hello, hello. Cheryl looks like she's in PJs. It's like a lovely velour. Is it a jogger? I'm absolutely boiling. I've just been to the beach for my walk. I'm hot. I had a hoodie on. I've had to come in, strip off, and get changed. So I'm not normally wearing glammy stuff in the house just to be wear. It was just cool.
Yes.
Keeping it real with you today, Donna and Cheryl. We are back together. How are you doing? How are you doing? We want to talk to you today about imposter syndrome and how it's getting in the way of your business success and your earning potential. I was really inspired yesterday. Cheryl and I we've been dividing and conquering, haven't we, for the last couple of days, because with it being half term and Jubilee bank holidays, we haven't been on any of the same things together. So yesterday was interesting because I was in Nick Pigeon's group with her Unstoppable Success Mastermind, coaching and teaching about how imposter syndrome gets in the way of our business success. And we've talked about this before, haven't we? Like how it's, especially in the early days, but even now, how it got in the way for us at points in our journey, because it's nearly 4 years now. And then it was really interesting because almost the same conversation was echoed. Our friend Dawn McGrewer last night was doing a podcast, which she streamed live, which was amazing, with the incredible Denise Duffield Thomas, who is the author of Get Rich Lucky Bitch, and Chillpreneur, which is such a good book. And she's revised it and it's coming out again in July. So I sat up really late because Denise is in Australia to watch it. And it was fascinating because she was echoing all the stuff we've been saying about how imposter syndrome doesn't go away when you make your first million or your first 3 million or whatever it is. It actually can get worse because you've then got more to prove, and how we are all entrepreneurs tend to be born workaholics, and how you have to have the systems, processes, people in place to pull you back so you're not working 24/7.
Well, we say this all the time, don't we? And I remember I was on a live, I don't know, it was in the last week, and somebody had actually said a comment on one of the lives saying, well, it's okay to kind of come from where you're coming from, feeling wealthy when you've got money in the bank. And like my response was on the live, it doesn't matter how much money you've got in the bank, whether you've got £1 in the bank or 1 million or 10 million or 10 billion, that ain't going to make any difference if you haven't done the work on your mindset and the inner critic and your worthiness and good enough levels. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference.
Money does not fix money mindset problems. Money does not fix imposter syndrome. It doesn't. So for anyone who works with us and joins us, whether it's in our free community, in our group programs, whether it's in our live workshop next week, Wealth Without the Hustle, one of the first things we teach you is earning money isn't going to fix a lack of self-worth, a lack of deservedness. Doing the work on your self-worth, on your self-love, on your deservedness allows you to receive more money. So people always get really confused when we start working with them on them, and they say they want to earn more money on money mindset, and what we actually start talking to about them about is their self-worth and their self-esteem, because your earnings are often a reflection of that. Money does not self-love.
And Linda was talking about Linda on a live yesterday was talking about, weren't you, Linda? Like, money ain't got shit to do with it. Literally, the wealth that Linda brought into our life by working on our belief system was really around our relationships, and nothing to do with the money anyway. But money then came because she worked on our limiting beliefs, mindset, and imposter syndrome, and got more wealthy in relationships. The money was like a lag indicator, but it was all around our belief systems in terms of how she felt about herself.
And I thought Linda articulated that beautifully yesterday when I was watching. I caught the second half of you guys live, then I went back and watched the first. And I know Linda and I know the story. When you hear it so succinctly put about, and again, it's that beautiful thing about what wealth truly means. Like for Linda, like she said, stop screaming at the kids, not being a screaming, shouty mom anymore. Actually, that's one of her indicators of wealth, and that she feels like she's just kind of nicer to be around for her kids, and because she's more secure in herself. And this is what Denise Duffield Thomas was speaking about last night to Dawn. You know, she was saying she doesn't, I mean, it was really interesting because Dawn said to her, you know, so some of your highlights of your career and some of your more success. And what was it like, you know, the first time you see yourself on a bookshelf and launching a book? And she was super honest. She went, it's absolutely bloody awful. Like, writing a book is awful. You're terrified of the edits. You're terrified people aren't going to like it. You're terrified it's not good enough. All the stuff that we've said before about writing our book is that it's amazing and exciting. But then by the time you see it on a shelf, it's like, yep. Because you've seen it so many times in your mind. It's like, yep, there it is. Next. And how, like, it's so important to really be in the gratitude of things and honor the journey and be present and do that. But again, that's really hard if you're not working on your imposter syndrome. When I was talking to the ladies yesterday in Nick's mastermind in Unstoppable Success, and again, Nick's mastermind is incredible. It's where Cheryl and I started our journey in Unstoppable Success. So it was amazing to be back there as a teacher yesterday for an hour. And you know, the ladies are all so accomplished, much as they are in our mastermind, you know, have done incredible jobs in corporate, have got incredible success in their business, but still have the same demons about, am I good enough? I'm comparing myself to everybody else. I am worried that I haven't got the same qualifications as the next person. Oh my God, look, their Insta feed looks so much better. Like, their product is so much better. Their launch was all the things, and they were all speaking exactly the same things, and the fears and the worries and the anxiety. And the problem is when you're in business, that is going to stop you being visible. It's going to stop you really leaning into your mission and having the impact on the world that you want to have, because you're all up in your own head worrying about whether or not you're good enough.
Yeah,
isn't it? It's like,
I think it was Claire yesterday was commenting when we were on the live, saying like she's written this book and she really wants to do something with it, but she's frightened to get visible and put it out there. Like, the hard work's done. The hard work really is done, but it feels harder that actually talking about it and getting visible with the things that we've done. It feels 100%. More difficult.
And Cheryl will tell you, like, when we wrote our book and we gave the first couple of chapters to the editor to review before we went any further with the writing process, because we haven't written a book. We write posts every day, we write blogs, we do but we haven't written a book. Like, it's a totally different ball game. And Cheryl will tell you, the editor's comments were back for a month, and I had flat refused to even open the document. Like, I felt physically ill. She made me sit in a meeting and pulled the document up and read out the comments one by one. And because they were so positive, I then said that the editor mustn't know what she was doing. And we must have a really crap editor, because she couldn't tell an amateur writer when she spoke. And this is what our imposter does. But the difference is that I know, Denise knows, Cheryl knows, when your imposter is at play and we don't allow her to be the one running the show. If you haven't done the inner work, which is a daily thing, the imposter then becomes the front man, and she's the one running your business. And the fact is, she is running it from scarcity, fear, lack, you know, thinking it's not good enough. And that isn't going to have the right intention. It isn't going to have the same impact. It isn't going to have the same impetus on your finances, on your wealth, on your ability to have the freedom that you started your business out for. Or even if it's in a corporate environment, if it's the same thing and you're operating from, I'm not good enough, it's exhausting, it's draining. I mean, we were drained, we were burnt out for many years, multiple times, because we're constantly in this, oh my God, I've got to try and catch myself. And one of the ladies in the mastermind said yesterday, which was so interesting, Cheryl, like, her comparisonitis is of how she was 10 years ago, and measuring herself against how she was in her heyday, and feeling like she was never going to be that good again, which was so interesting. So actually, we sometimes do that with how we look, or our weight, or our previous career, or don't we? Sometimes we're even just comparing ourselves to ourselves and beating ourselves up.
Oh God, I think definitely with like self-image. You know, I'm always constantly on a journey with my health and well-being, and then like think I want to look like I did on my wedding day. Because when I got married, as an adult, I felt like that was the best I'd looked, like in being in my 40s, right? I was 41 when I got married. So like now I'm on a quest to be really healthy and look good and feel good and be energized. and look like I didn't know wedding day. So like when I've got this thing in my head, when I turn 50 in November, I want to look like I did when I was 41. Do you know what I mean? On the photographs, you know, it's so I'm doing that.
But this happened to me last week, didn't it? I had a complete meltdown. I was a shit hot mess last week. The week before, because I started weight training again, and I haven't weight trained for 2 years. And what I now understand is I've been putting it off because I knew how angry I would be at myself when I tried to then lift weights again, and how out of shape I was, and that I've allowed myself not to lift weights for 3 years. So I was a crying, angry, screaming mess because I was comparing my strength of not having lifted a weight for 3 years to how I was when I lifted weights 4 times a week, ran 3 times a week, and had been doing it consistently for years. I was angry at myself that I couldn't do the same thing. And Cheryl was like, yeah, but you're like, you will get there. Like, you've proved it's possible. I was like, I know, but I'm angry that I'm not like that now. Which is like, right, well, what do you want to do about that then? You can stay feeling angry, or you can just at least
exactly. But you didn't stay there, did you? You got it out, you processed it, and then you went on to start lifting weights regularly and acknowledging that you will be a different, fitter and stronger version of yourself than you were way back when. So once we know how, right?
Exactly. I think this is the thing. Cheryl and I always say we do have quite fast bounce back ability. We'll tend to come back from things fairly quickly. We have our human moments like everybody else does when we catch ourselves in the grip of comparing or contrasting and not feeling favorable about ourselves.
Yeah.
But we want to give you these tools, like for us, when we run the live workshop next week, Wealth Without the Hustle, the slant is on you understanding how you keeping yourself small, sabotaging yourself, not knowing how you're manifesting the thing that you don't want, not knowing how your money blocks and your limiting beliefs and the money story that you are currently programmed with, because it's just like a program, is keeping you where you are now rather than where you desire to be. And like Joe Dispenza, we're going to spend a week intensive training with Joe Dispenza in London in August. I'm so excited. But he describes it beautifully as like, you get up every day, you want this thing, but you're running on the pattern and the program of everything that you've already got and the life that you've already lived. You're not changing the program. What we help you to do in our live workshops is change the program so that the program works for the goal that you have. So whether that's because you're overworking, you burn yourself out, you're stressing yourself out, you're not enjoying the level of success that you got, you're thinking, I'll be happy when I get the 6 figures. I'll be happy when I get the book deal. I'll be happy when I get 7 figures. I'll be happy when
I'm the same size as I was on my wedding day.
Yeah, it's all that shizzle is draining because you're never happy with what you have now. So Cheryl and I are going to be spending 3 days teaching you how to reprogram your beliefs, how to manifest, which just means creating through thought. You're manifesting all the time, whether you believe it or not, and how you then change the money story so you have a completely different relationship to get out of scarcity and into abundance, out of forcing into flow, out of burnout into abundance. This is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Next week is going to be like serious coaching rocket fuel. We've put the link in comments for Wealth Without the Hustle. You've still got time to join. But the exciting thing is that tomorrow, drum roll, goes to the exclusive Facebook group that is only open for the clients who are in Wealth Without the Hustle get to join. That basically means that from tomorrow, they've got access to Cheryl and I to ask us questions. They'll be hearing some of the inside tips and strategies that we can't fit into the 3 days of training. We're going to be popping in there with lots of truth bombs, motivation, and we'll get to see what plans they create from what they do in the next 3 days, because we leave the Facebook group open for a couple of weeks after the program so that they can embed and grow and continue the journey. So then if they've got any questions, they have access to us in order to really use what they've learned to propel them. So it's not just a sheep dip, you're going to actually be applying. And then there's an extra special VIP meeting session as well, which you can get yourself involved in. So check out the link. If you've got any questions, put them below or DM me or Cheryl. We were happy to answer. But one question we get asked a lot is, but I haven't started my business yet, or it's only a side hustle, or I think I've got an idea, but I haven't started. Yes, it will still work. And that's because this is all the stuff that me and Cheryl learned through face planting through the first year of our business, not earning anywhere near what we earned in corporate, to then going on to earn multiple 6 into 7 figures in the 3 years following when we started applying the strategies. So if you have not face plant, let us know.
Exactly. And your mindset is the tool that you use in all of your life, right? Like Linda said yesterday, the biggest thing that she has noticed as in terms of feeling wealthy is our relationship has been a better mom, right? For the mums out there, like mom guilt, like how much would you pay to feel like you're a really great mom and you didn't have guilt attached to it? That's worth more than £97, people, right? Like literally, it's huge. Exactly. Linda's like, hell yes. Yeah.
And like, just from a nuts and bolts perspective, just quickly before me and Cheryl drop off, is when we did this last November, I think it was, we did it, which was the first time we'd run it as a workshop. We'd done it as a masterclass before that. Some of the clients we've touched in with since then have at least doubled the size of their revenue or their business from then. Some of them have decided to walk away from jobs that no longer serve them and just focus on their quote unquote side hustle. Like, it's amazing the shift that this gives you. Like, it's not just nice stuff. We're giving you the exact steps of our wealth mindset method. It's worth, the program itself is worth over £1,000, and we're doing it for 97. And the reason that we're charging is because we want you to show up to the training and we want you to really do it. When you register for free stuff, you just don't come. End of. You go, I'll catch you later. It mustn't be that great value. Like, where your money goes, your attention flows. That's why we are charging you, because we want you to get invested financially and energetically, because this is about money mindset and wealth. So we know that you're then going to show up to do the live training with us. Priceless. Priceless, Miss Linda.
And the biggest thing, and like again, Linda and I were talking about this yesterday. Linda was saying, Linda signed up to do an online imposter syndrome masterclass, a free masterclass with us. She'd been introduced to us before and then didn't take up the opportunity to join a boot camp for £97. She wouldn't pay the £97, not because she didn't have it, because she didn't feel she was worth investing in herself. Then she signed up for a free masterclass, and then she came on that, and then obviously started to understand what was going on, and then said, hell yes, I'm joining the 6-month program, right? So a lot of the time it isn't about the money, it isn't about paying the £97, it's about the belief system that you've got there running currently that's holding you back saying yes to investing in yourself because you don't think you're worth it.
100%. And again, Denise Duffield-Thomas was talking about this on the podcast last night. It's almost like, because it's not about the amount of money, we're just not used to investing in ourselves. So she gave this great example of, like, when she lived in London, she was freezing all the time. But she said, for like 50 quid, I could have gone and bought myself a heated blanket from Argos. But it was almost like nobody gave her permission to go and do that. So she didn't. And the amount of people that are and ahhing over £97, it's £97. You would spend £97 on some shoes and a coat for the kids, or on a blink and 2 theatre tickets, or like in a heartbeat, you wouldn't question it. So if you're and ahhing over £97, that alone tells me that you need to come and join the program. End of story.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you've got spelks in your arse with a £97 9 and 7 on top of the fence post, you need to say yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, we're going true bombed out now. So have an amazing rest of day. I'm going to go off and speak to our amazing masterminders, some of whom are going to be joining us in France at the Chateau in a couple of months. Yeah. The lady who wouldn't spend 97 program is coming to the Chateau in France from America.
So she manifested us to book a Chateau in France because she told us she wanted to come to Europe for the next retreat. I mean, good work, Linda.
So amazing rest of day. Enjoy the sunshine where you are. Hope it's as glorious as it is here, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.